Welcome to the channel, and today we'll be breaking down some of the best bits of the career ending Nail in the Coffin by Eminem, directed at the sinking ship in 2003, Benzino. To be honest, the only reason many people still remember the name Benzino is because of Eminem, and this is not a good way to be remembered, but he played a stupid game by going back and forth with Eminem, and what did they say about playing stupid games? You win stupid prizes. Nail in the Coffin, by dictionary definition, is an event that causes the failure of something that had already started to fail. And this track's title was the accurate description of Benzino's career. At that time, he was a sinking ship, and this track was pretty much kicking the man when he was down. Before we go in, remember to subscribe if you're new to the channel and turn on notifications. And if you're an Eminem fan, you've come to the right place. Nail in the Coffin starts with this intro.
Talking about I owe you. Bitch, you owe me. I'm promoting you right now.
Eminem stated this because the Source magazine featured Eminem on the page of unsigned hype before Eminem got signed, and since he was the co-owner of the magazine, he claimed featuring Eminem on his magazine was what got Eminem the attention and boost he needed to further his career. But Eminem flips this here since he's a much bigger artist and states Benzino actually owes him for this free publicity, which is a more accurate description of the situation. Benzino is older than Eminem, and at this time this track was released, he was approaching 40 years old, and his best achievement in hip-hop at that time was a song that peaked at 82 on the US Billboard Hot 100, talk about sinking ship.
Nobody wants to hear their grandfather rap. Nope. You know men have heart attacks, and I don't want to be responsible for that.
Eminem here is stating that he doesn't want to be the cause of Benzino's early death with his lyrics, since something shocking from him could trigger a heart attack for Benzino. This was also a reference to what happened to Everlast, who Eminem had a beef with previously, that had a near-fatal heart attack a few years earlier, so Eminem is suggesting that Benzino retires before he's blamed for his death. Eminem starts his verse by taking shots at Benzino's street cred.
I would never claim to be no Ray Benzino, an 83-year-old fake Benzino.
Benzino claims to be a real gangster and is heavily influenced by the mafia and gangster movies based on how he named his group Made Men, which is defined as a man who has been formally inducted as a full member of the mafia, but Eminem calls him a fake gangster on decline, hence the 83-year-old Pacino. Eminem follows this bar by stating that because of this, Benzino wouldn't be able to pose a threat to him, and since Benzino claimed he was going to hang Eminem by his feet and drop him off a roof, similar to how rumors claimed Suge hung Vanilla Ice, Eminem states that Benzino's age wouldn't let this happen, and would lead to this.
Please don't, you'll probably fall with me and our asses will both be history.
Eminem follows up this line with one of the most recognizable bars from this song to date, which is also a play on 50 Cent's success and Benzino's failure throughout his career as a hip-hop artist.
But then again, you finally get your wish, cause you be all over the street like 50 Cent.
Eminem implies that falling down from the roof with him as Benzino tries to throw him down will be the only way Benzino ever gets known all over the streets, and this is a metaphor on Benzino literally splattering all over the streets as he falls to his death, and also how Benzino's career has been filled with unsuccessful attempts so far, unlike the much more successful 50 Cent that has the street cred and success to match with it. Eminem then refers to a stabbing incident that occurred in 2000 when a brawl occurred backstage on a Rough Riders and Cash Money tour, and in this incident, a member of Benzino's group was stabbed.
Try to jump the Rough Riders and they cut you up, and you put Jada on a track, that's how much you suck.
Eminem here suggests that despite a member of Benzino's crew allegedly getting stabbed by members of Rough Riders, just because of desperation, Benzino still ended up featuring a member of their group Jadakiss on a song just for some credibility, and Eminem gives a jab at Benzino's street cred in the next bars that follow by stating that despite claiming to be a street gangster hustling, Benzino actually only sits behind a desk at the Source butt kissing, since this was what he was actually more popular for rather than an actual hip-hop career. Benzino was all over the place. One minute he's praising Shady Records artist, and the next minute he's stating that the artist sucks, and Eminem points this out.
Last week he was shaking Obi Trice's hand, now he's a buster? What the fuck's with that?
This actually happened when Benzino met Obi Trice, who was under Shady Records at that time, and stated that Obi was tight, only to turn around in his diss track Pull Your Skirt Up to diss Obi Trice on the track. Eminem chalks this up to midlife crisis affecting Benzino, hence the flip-flopping of opinions. 50 Cent was the definitive gangster in hip-hop at this time, and since Benzino could only wish his career was half as good as 50 at that time, Benzino dissed Eminem and other members of Shady Records, but still praised 50 Cent, and Eminem states this.
On a track, dissing us, kissing 50's ass.
So Benzino is okay with dissing Eminem and his label mates, but still kisses 50's ass, in the process talking about how 50 shouldn't pick the side of his label mates. Talk about hypocrisy. And since Benzino tried to claim that Eminem doesn't know what it's like to be facing a grand jury and knows nothing about pimping and selling dope, Eminem takes the next bars to break it down, since Benzino is taking a shot at his street credibility.
Bitch, I got 2 cases and probation. Fight me. What do I know about standing in front of a judge like a man?
Eminem never claimed to be a drug dealer, so I wonder what Benzino was attempting to do with his diss track Pull Your Skirt Up. But it was not like Eminem didn't have his fair share of legal troubles and controversies, and based on controversies alone, we can all agree that Eminem's career has survived what most rappers' careers wouldn't. Unlike Eminem, who raps about his daughter just to give us an insight of what his life is about and the struggles they had to go through, Benzino rapped about his son, but his reason for this was to make his son a star and eat off the success of his son if he had made it, and Eminem also touches on this.
I would never try to make her a star and eat off her.
Eminem follows this up with a series of bars that explain that while he may not know about dealing drugs, he had to struggle for his place in hip-hop even when the odds were against him. People love to talk about Eminem like his skin color played to his advantage, especially in the beginning, but this wasn't the case, and even Dre was taking a career risk when he signed Eminem in the beginning, since nobody was ready to see another white boy up there after Vanilla Ice. Speaking of Vanilla Ice, Eminem also takes a jab at Benzino with this, since Benzino was actually half white, claiming Eminem was the same as Vanilla Ice when he's also half white.
Well, that's right, you should know what that's like, you're half white. Vanilla Ice, spill the beans and rice.
Here Eminem states that Benzino should actually know what it's like to be bullied since he's half white, and also calls him Vanilla Ice since he's mixed race. On a plate, rice and beans are contrasting, and M uses this to symbolize Benzino's mix of races, and spill the beans in that bar is Eminem stating that Benzino should come clean, that is similar to Vanilla Ice since he's half white. Eminem then proceeds to state he's eating up this rice and beans MC, and that since he's so much of a gangster, why hasn't he put the mic down to go on the streets and start killing people since he's such a gangster? Since Eminem was constantly attacking his mom on songs, Benzino in Pull Your Skirt Up suggests that he'll slap Eminem's mom, and since M doesn't respect her, why should he? Eminem responds to this with,
Slap my mom, slap the fuck out of her, she can't sue you, she wouldn't get a buck out of you cause you're broke as fuck.
Eminem flips this and states that since Benzino is so unsuccessful, his mom wouldn't even sue him since they are pretty much in the same income bracket. She's broke and Benzino's broke too, so what's the point? It's also important to add that M's mom sued him for $10 million, but ended up only getting $1,600. Eminem doesn't stop there at taking jabs at Benzino's success in the rap game, and adds to this with an impressive multi-syllable rhyme scheme.
Was really selling coke, well then what the fuck you stop for, dummy? If you slew some crack, you'd make a lot more money than you do from rap.
Here Eminem is stating that since Benzino is a gangster that's bragged about selling dope and has had a relatively failed career, why shouldn't he just drop the mic and go back to what he's good at, since rap isn't one of his forte based on his success? Why stop something you're good at to pursue something you suck at? Just check out Benzino's career stats and you'd realize that Eminem was truly doing charity with this song. All successful rappers have security, and since Benzino was making fun of Eminem using security for protection, just as every other rapper does, Eminem states this.
You'll never have no security, you'll never be famous.
Eminem flips Benzino's diss here to state that the only reason Benzino doesn't have security is because he's a no-name rapper that's relatively unsuccessful. Of course, when you're unknown, you don't need protection since no one sees you as a target. Eminem then takes things further and mocks Benzino's education level and ability to articulate words.
Here, let me break this shit down in layman's terms for you just to make sure that you can understand it.
M here is breaking it down since Benzino lacks the capacity to do so, and layman's terms in that bar means a person without professional or specialized knowledge in a particular subject, and follows that bar with this.
Cannabis ain't using too many complicated fucking words for you.
This was a response to a bar in Benzino's Pull Your Skirt Up that stated that just like cannabis, no one would care about Eminem's complicated rhyme style when it's done with Eminem, so Eminem slows things down in the next bar to make sure Benzino gets it this time.
Yeah, let me slow it down for you so that you can understand if I say it slower. Let it go, dog, it's over.
Since Eminem's raps are too complicated and fast for Benzino to comprehend, Eminem slows it down and puts it in layman's terms for him. Let it go, dog, it's over. It's funny because the last bar is also applicable to media journalists like Fantano and many others who try to appear smart yet they miss 99% of Eminem bars. Let it go, guys, but you can't resist that ad revenue you get from reviewing Eminem albums, can you? Eminem's outro contains bars about Benzino not even able to afford a house, points out that the source was a little magazine that was only dying, and ends with this.
The source has a white owner.
Benzino was a race beta, yet he was half white, and the source was actually founded and owned by a white man, David Mays. So Benzino, the half-white gangster's end, pretty much summed up here, and if you'd like to support the channel, consider donating to our PayPal at the link in the description. Thanks for watching, leave your thoughts below and don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed this.